All right, guys, in this training, I'm going to be talking about how to get higher quality Facebook leads. We typically have about I would say 15 to 20, well, no, probably 10 to 15 new client calls every week as far as people, scheduling calls with us, just trying to find out what we do as far as our Facebook ad services or book writing services. And one of the things that I hear so many times or so often is, we tried Facebook, the leads suck. Just the quality of the leads suck. And I've got to tell you this, that's one of the problems with a lot of these Facebook ad experts that don't really understand chiropractic. I can't tell you how many groups I'm in like this that are for marketing, and I've got a bunch of screenshots on my computer of these guys saying, "Oh my goodness, I got my first Facebook client. Can anybody share a campaign with me? What do I do for an ad?" And we see it all the time. But they typically have one tool in their toolbox. But there is some strategies that you can use to dramatically increase the quality of those leads. So I think you would agree that a referral is typically going to be one of your best prospects, right? Whenever you look at the new patients coming in that day, when they're referrals, you've got a really good chance of them actually accepting care. And the reason is because you get to borrow the trust from whoever referred them. And so you get to leverage that, and so they have some trust in you, and that's how it goes. And you typically don't get that with Facebook. Facebook is a lot like doing screenings. And if you don't know my story, I'm sure most of you do, but if you don't know my story, 11 years ago, I worked in office for a chiropractor. I was the marketer. I did all the screenings. I did the health talks. I did the outside lectures. I did the in-office workshops. And then I started doing our day ones. Then I started doing the day ones and the day twos. Would close them on care plans. I did the financials. So I really understand chiropractic. The big joke in the office was the only thing I didn't do was adjust. And we used the Pro Adjuster, so I probably could have figured that out. But the point in me saying that is we really understand chiropractic. And so instead of just having a new patient offer, which is what a lot of these companies run, and I will say this, we do too, and we get some good results with it. But there's a lot of other things that we need to be doing to get the quality of those leads up, all right? So one of the main benefits of Facebook is the audiences. You get to pick who you want to market to. So I like to call it our ponds, right? We have these different ponds that we dig, and we tell Facebook who to put in what pond, and then we get to go fishing. So in this pond, we would typically do our average office, women 30 plus with a income stipulation of $50,000. Now sometimes we may do homeowners, we may do parents, especially if it's like a pediatric type practice. We may target females with younger kids. But even this right here, think about it. If you look at your patients, I'm sure that you would agree 65 to 70% of them are females 30, 35 and older. And let's just call it, well, whether it's 65 or 70, the other 30 to 35% of the men that come in, half of those are coming in because the women are making the decisions for them. So we really want to focus our ad dollars on the females, all right? So here is something we would do here. But there's never been a better time for you to use Facebook. And this is where it really, really gets good. I want you to think about how many people drive past your office every day. So how many of these people drive past your office every day and they don't know who you are? They don't know what you do. They don't know how you do it. They don't know why you do it. They really don't understand chiropractic. Or maybe they just think neck pain, back pain. They don't get it. Well, we can use social media. We can use these tools that are available to us today to change that, all right? So what we like to do is have our doctors do videos. So you do a video. you do a video on whatever it is. And we actually just put up a training portal for our clients. First half of it is training your staff on how to respond and how to follow up with the Facebook leads. But the second half, which is the part we're most excited about right now, is all about doing Facebook videos. Where to get the content, what equipment to use, so on and so forth. But you do a video, and I'll use one of our clients, Dr. Travis. One of the things he did is he did a video on a newborn getting adjusted. And it's like, watch baby Neely get her first adjustment. And there was no selling in the video. We had the description up here, just like you would in any video. But then we also put a link in there. So we put, watch baby Neely get her first adjustment. And then we skipped down and put, I think it was new patients, click here to schedule. So if they watched the video and they resonated with him and they were interested right then, they would come to a landing page where they could put in all their information to schedule a call. Now, he didn't want to do any kind of new patient offer. He didn't want to do, a $25 consult and exam or anything like that. He just wanted, he said in his town, in his area, a lot of people have really, really good insurance, and so he wants to be able to take advantage of that. So what we did is he did this video, and we promoted it to this pond, all right? Now, there's another pond that we like to dig, or another audience, and it's engagement, okay, or we call it post engagement. Okay, I know you can read that writing. But what this is, these are people who you can go back through all of your Facebook page posts. So not your personal post, but stuff from your business. Anybody who's liked, commented, shared, tagged a friend, whatever, there's another audience here. So we always want to build this one out too. Now, these people may not be watching your videos, but they're somewhat familiar with you. So we target these two audiences right here. Well, then we tell Facebook, anybody that watches 50% or more of this video, put them in here. So we do video, video views, 50%. Now, when you're building out this audience, you can actually select if you want, I think it's 10%, 25%, 50%. We're normally going to do 50% if it's about a 2.5 to 3 minute video. If you get up to around 5 minutes or longer, we may, on that particular video, say 25%. In other words, if we can capture their attention on the internet for 1.5 to 2 minutes, then we're going to consider, that they were interested enough to stay there that long. Because I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not, but the internet is probably the most ADD, it probably causes ADD, right? Because it's very, very hard to keep somebody's attention. And it's not because they're not interested, it's because there's all kinds of stuff going on. There's other things, it's too easy to access other information. So it may not be that they're not interested, they're just easily distracted. So anyway, we have this video views audience. So we run this, and now one of the good things about having a landing page connected to is in your content, you don't have to sell, right? You can just talk about just the content, just adjusting the baby. Like what he did is the mom's there, he's got the baby, and he's talking about, the trauma of childbirth, why it's important to at least get newborns checked out. And then he shows the adjustment, how gentle it is, and the baby's cooing and smiling. It's, real sweet video. Well, we promoted that to this audience, and it got crazy engagement. I mean, he had a lot of patients posting on it because some of his patients had already engaged with him. So the patients saw this, and they're talking about how they love Dr. Travis and all their kids get adjusted and all this. And he did get some comments, like he got one lady that commented, "I can't believe you would adjust a baby." And he calls me and he said, "What do I do? Do I delete it?" Or I said, "It's up to you." Personally, this opens the door for education. First off, she posted that without watching the video. If she would have watched the video, she would have known what you were doing and why you were doing it, and how you were doing it, right? But he decided to go ahead and delete it, which is totally okay, right? But still, we ran this for a couple of weeks, just like this. And it did generate a few patients. It wasn't as much as what you would do if you typically did a new patient offer, but it still generated some patients, all right? Or some leads. Then he did another video. And this video was, this is video number 2, video number 1. This one was just an adjustment. And he said, hey, if you've never been to the chiropractor, you don't know exactly what we do, today we're going to show you. This is Brandy. She's in for her adjustment, and she agreed to let us film her today. Say hi, Brandy. Brandy says hi. And also, a side note, all of our clients, they actually have access to this. In our training, we actually use his videos as example videos. So you can actually go in and look and see exactly how he's doing all this stuff. But so he just films. He has a staff member holding the camera, and it's actually, he does a Facebook Live, and he just videos the whole thing. It's not, it doesn't take long to give an adjustment. She gets up, talks about how awesome the practice is, how long she's been coming, and so on and so forth. But that was it. There was no selling. He didn't, listen. And this is one of the things you don't want to do. You got a video with great content, and then so you take your doctor's hat off at the end and put on your mattress salesman hat and say, but listen, if you're one of the next 25 people, to push the button above, you're going to get this special offer. You kind of lose credibility. Now, it's not to saying you can't have a special offer here, or we can't even say there's a special offer. You can do that. You just don't want to be the one pitching it. Now, I have seen some doctors do this and be very smooth and very professional about it, but we want you to focus on good content, all right? Because we do the same thing here. So we have a description, and then down here we'll put something along the lines of, to schedule an appointment, click here. Or new patient offer, click here. And then this takes them right back to that. That's a horrible arrow, but it takes them right back to that landing page. Now, who do we target with this? This bait, where do we go fishing? Well, we come to this pond up here. We come to the post engagements, and we come down to this one right here, because this is the audience we're really trying to build. We want to find the people in your area who are engaging and watching your videos. Now, he followed this up a couple of weeks later, and we did another video. Same thing. We put a link. We put a link in there. Same thing. We target all these. Like he's doing several videos, but we're taking one every couple of weeks. And then we're targeting all these audiences. In 2.5, maybe 3 months, we built this audience to 9,000 people. 9,000 people in a small town in Kentucky, all right? Now think about this. We know these are pretty quality people because most of them are coming out of this particular audience, all right? So 9,000 people that have been watching his videos. I'm going to pause this for 1 second and share a quick story with you. Back in 2012, I was diagnosed with a Chiari malformation. And sometimes whenever I turn around, you might actually be able to see my scar. It looks like I have a belly button in the back of my head. I ended up having decompression surgery. Didn't want to, but my cerebellum was pushing on my spinal cord. Anyway, long story. Fast forward a couple of years, my youngest son was having tremendous headaches, 4 or 5 days a week. I mean, the teachers are calling us saying, just want to let you know, Brendan is sitting in class with a trash can in his lap, feeling nauseous. So we took him to the pediatrician just to get checked out, just to make sure he didn't have a Chiari malformation. My older sister had one also, which they don't think they're hereditary. As a matter of fact, a lot of doctors think it's just the trauma of childbirth. But regardless, we wanted to get him checked out. His scans came back clean. The pediatrician says, you know what? I think it's migraines. So what I want you to do is as soon as he starts to get a headache, give him 400 milligrams of ibuprofen. No, that's not happening. He was 8, maybe just turning 9 at the time. I'm not going to do that. So took him to see Dr. Walker, our local chiropractor, And Dr. Walker does, just during the exam, even before films, he could tell that his atlas had shifted. I mean, I could see the look on his face. He's like, oh, well, this is probably the issue. No guarantees, but let's just see how he responds. A handful of adjustments, his headaches go from 4 or 5 a week to like 1 or 2 a month. Just dramatic improvement. So we did a Facebook video. My son's sitting on my lap. Some of you guys may have seen this. I've talked about this before, but Brendan sits on my lap and we do just a testimonial video. Now, I'm not going to have my 8, 9-year-old telling this story. So I kind of tell the story and I ask him some questions, and so it's engaging like that. But we ran this for Dr. Walker. We targeted this type audience in our community. We ran it for, I think we actually let that one run for about 4 weeks, about a month. Very limited budget. But what would happen is we would go to town. We would go to Walmart. There was a time when we were out to eat, and we've had strangers coming up to my son and looking at him. Hey, buddy, how are those headaches? And he'd just look up at them, doing good. And then, he'd look up at me, Dad, I feel like I'm famous. Well, we did that in a month. That was it. What can you do if you're doing a series of content videos and you're specifically targeting these people? You know what happens is every time you do a new video, these people are seeing it, and this audience is getting bigger. This is what we want. This is why you have people saying, oh my goodness, you're everywhere. I had a doctor just the other day, had a call with him just a few days ago. And he's like, look, it was funny because he said, there's a new guy in town. He's a younger guy, fresh out of school, and he is everywhere on Facebook. Well, what it is, I said, he may not be everywhere, but you're in his funnel now and you can't get out. He's retargeting you, all the videos, all his stuff you're seeing. I said, but the good news is we can do the same thing. You've been in practice a lot longer. You've got a lot more testimonials, a lot better reputation. So let's build this out for you. So that's what we're doing. But when you do this, think about this, 9,000 people, how many, what if it was just 4,500? What if it was just 2,000? If 2,000 people in your immediate area were your ideal demographic, were engaging with your stuff, how many of those people do you need to transform your practice? Right? Not a whole lot. So what you do then is you come back with your new patient offer, whatever it is. For Dr. Travis, what we did is we went back and we targeted these people. You're looking at my scar, aren't you? I see you. So we went back with a Facebook ad and targeted these people with just a new patient offer. And I think with him, we just said something along the lines of, hey, Dr. Travis is now accepting new patients, in network for most insurances, click here to schedule. So that's about what we did. Now, he wasn't getting floods, tons of new people like you would with sometimes in some communities with just a regular new patient offer. But one of the things we found is when you do just a regular new patient offer, it's normally about 30% of the leads that actually walk in the door. And they're really screening quality people, all right? They're not referral quality people. What happens here? When these people start scheduling, they're better than referrals sometimes. Why? Because like we talked about earlier, a referral, you're actually borrowing the trust that they have with whoever referred them. Now, you don't have to leverage that trust. You've got your own. These people already feel like they know you, they like you, they trust you. You know, you start going out to dinner on Friday nights with your spouse, and there's people in the booth next to you going, oh my goodness, there's Dr. Smith. That's the doctor that she's always doing those videos, or he's always doing those videos. And you start to build this celebrity status by developing great content and building this audience. So instead of fishing out of this pond all the time and getting lower quality leads, we find these, we funnel them down and build this audience, and that's how you get your higher quality leads. All right, so if you have any questions, if you are interested in us doing this for you, you can go to chirocandy.com/marketing and actually look and see a little bit more about what we do and schedule a call with us. We would love to get on the phone with you and kind of talk you through this strategy and even let you know and see if it's something that we might be able to help you out with. But let's recap real quick. Dig out our ponds, good quality content videos. Each video we still want to send to a landing page. If you want to do a new offer, great, do a new patient offer. But you don't have to sell the new patient offer in these videos because we're just trying to build goodwill, put good quality content out there. You build this audience and then you start your new patient offer here, which then goes right back to there also. Or you can do lead forms. There's some other things that some tips and tricks that we have that we do for our patients. But this is how you dramatically increase the quality of your Facebook leads. So hope you enjoyed the training. We plan on doing several more videos like this. So thanks.